Hi everyone, my name is Horaytus DeMattos and I'm from the beautiful country of Guyana. I spent all of my life in a small village. I grew up in Mocha, Arcadia. I'm still here. Wonderful village on the east bank of the Mawara. I am really proud to be a Guyanese, and more so I'm a Christian, a Seventh Adventist Christian. I'm a youth leader, and I really love working with young people. And over the past 25 years, I've been working with young people, and it gives me great joy and privilege to be part of, helping the country to be a better place. I give my life to the Lord over about 30 years ago. And then following my journey, the Lord has blessed me with a wonderful wife and 3 beautiful children. My wife, Arcadia DeMattos, and I have 3 wonderful children, I said before, Arcadia DeMattos, Emmanuel DeMattos, and the last one, Lovejoy, Roriana DeMattos. So I am pleased to have a family supporting my ministry, supporting what I do. So it's equally important that you surround yourself with people who would, encouraging you. I am very humble and just outgoing person. I love sports, and actually I'm working with the Guyana College of Seventh Adventists as one of the national sports coordinators. I enjoy being around sports activities, even though I'm not an athlete. I never won any medal, but it does give me great joy to be a part of sports and so on. I could recall sitting at sports for hours without even moving a muscle, just sitting there enjoying what that's to bring. But most of all, I love encouraging young people to, give their lives to the Lord. I work with so many different groups, Master Guide, Pathfinder, Adventurers, and I'm presently serving as the area coordinator of my district, that's the East Bank District in Guyana. For those of you who are not Guyanese, the East Bank District is on the low coastal plain. That is where the Demar Bridge is situated. So from Houston, about somewhere around Grove, I'm coordinating that area when it comes to uniform work, dealing with young people from the age of 6 to 106. You might say 106 is not old young people, but there are different categories where I normally work with, and it's a real privilege. It keeps me active, it keeps my mind focused and everything, so it's a great joy. Other than that, I am so many other things. I MC functions, I do some decorating, some decoration. I'm involved in so many different things. Sometimes my family would have to ask me, jack of all trades, I'm into construction also, particularly into the field of, with tiling area where forces, would hire me to do this kind of work. So I have a lot of patience due to my work. Tiling is a very work that requires precision, so you have to get some amount of patience. So first, normally ask me now, how do you demonstrate and be so calm, because my work, I have to save a lot of my energy and my patience for my work. So, I'm an outgoing person, very jovial. Sometimes it's the life of the party when I show up, we have great interaction, conducting socials. There's so many things that I could really refer to, conducting socials, having people interacting, going on camps and hikes and so many things. So I am a very, as young as I may, I continue to claim youth. And, as young as I may want to continue to work with young people. I have the responsibility to coordinate events that will take me around the country with young people. And it gives me great privilege to do that. I am also one of the elders at Mocha Seventh Adventist Church. We are working here together as a team to, bring some, bring the gospel to the community, not only to the community, but around the world, wherever we go. So at the Mocha Seventh Adventist Church, where I worship, I can tell you, if you have a chance to come to Guyana, for those of you outside and those of you in the country, if you have a chance, there's a active, vibrant local congregation, Seventh Adventist congregation in Mocha, Arcadia, where you can visit and have good spiritual food, fellowship, and fun. And you can come and be encouraged and motivated to do the will of God. Right now, as we look in our world today, the world is so troubled. There's so many different things that we need Jesus Christ to help us. And the church is offering not only encouragement, but also friendship that can take you through this period. So it's very encouraging to know that, I'm a part of so many things that gives positives, a positive outlook, many different youth groups and so on. They're too numerous to mention in this short interview, but I am very grateful to be alive. Let me just share an incident that occurred in 2019. I was coming from a youth event, Youth Congress, and, in the preparation for Youth Congress, we had so many things to do. It was late in the night, some people would say early in the morning, around a little bit after 1:30 around then. I was coming home to take my family back to the National Sports, Ashton Allen Youth Congress and Sports Day. Following day, I was a coordinator, so I ensured that everything was set before I went home. But on my way home, I was tired, I fell asleep. And when I reacted, I was in a car tumbling, and the car, totally, wrecked and written off. I managed to escape by myself on looker skin by trying to render assistance to the person in the car, but I was already out. And miraculously, I visited the hospital, no injuries. I subsequently after went, get the necessary work done to ensure ultrasound so that nothing occurred. But, that happened 2 a.m. in the morning, and the next day I could have left my home and went back to the sports. And persons, they were amazed after seeing the wreckage. So I am grateful to God. From 2019 to now, I am thankful to be alive. After then, the pandemic hit, and the pandemic had nothing on me because I just came out of a life and death situation where God stood out for me. So there's, the pandemic came, and I was like, this, if that car accident could not have killed me, then, COVID has nothing on me. So I'm here today. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm elated, I'm excited, and I want to, tell young people out there and persons out there that, God is still there for you. No matter your situation. I went through a situation and God showed up for me, and I think God can show up for you in any situation that you have and anything that is going on with you. Take it. What I learned from the lesson from the accident is that God, time is life is fragile, and anything that you have to do it now. Treat your family well. Whatever you plan to do, get it done, and live in such a way that even if your life is taken away from you, it is well the same. So I'm very elated, to be a part and parcel of positive influence in and around my community and at large in and around the country. I didn't have the privilege to travel much. I just went to a few countries, but going out there and experiencing what is out there and coming back, we could say that we have something good right here, and we should cherish what we have in this country, even in your community, even in your church, or wherever you are associated with, cherish whatever you have. One of the challenges in working with young people is availability. Balancing family, work, and make yourself available to all the different roles of responsibility you have on different programs. I think that was a challenge, but as long as you have, you're determined to see a change in the outcome, you try to push yourself. Sometimes persons ask me, how do I manage to get all this done? But, once you have a supporting family and friends who know what you are about, what you're trying to accomplish, I think that's, good. At that one time, as a Pathfinder director, there was a young man that was very hyperactive. Some people say troublesome. Some people say disgusting. And he was creating a havoc in the club. He was disturbing everything. And, I took him on as a personal project. to understand why he was behaving like that. And when I visited to understand he was coming from a single parent home, his mother was working hard to provide for them. She was never home. So when he came to club, he always was vying for that attention, you know. He and a few elders, they had some back and forth, and, you know, at one time they were, like getting fed up of him, but I stuck with him, you know, and I tried. And today, that young man is so manly. That young man is stable. He's so respectful. So we just have to keep working with people and to give them that chance to become who they want to be. So don't give up on anybody. For those of you who work with young people, at that time they're now finding themselves, they getting their identity in check. So don't give up on anyone. Just keep with them, you know, and keep them in prayer. So you will have challenges, but don't allow the challenges to overwhelm your goal, what you want to achieve. That's a little insight about me. A very open person, you know. I can communicate well with persons. I do several things, you know, not for the money, but for the love of it. But if I'm compensated, I would accept. But, you know, I do, you know, a lot of things, you know, and from church, many of these things spill off because you'll be doing public speaking at church, and then you have to transform the venue for something else and so on. So from that, you know, everything will, you know. But, you know, God is good. So for wherever you're looking at this video from, I hope that God bless you. You continue to live a productive life, continue to live a life that counts, continue to make Jesus the center of everything that you do, and the sky is the limit.